go ahead. And then I think the second thing here is, Raga, can you take attendance? Just note down all the names and then you can. All right, okay, so let me just get my presentation up and we can get started. And one other thing, guys, is everyone feel free to put on your, so Akash might be taking a few pictures for the website, so, or like for the website for social media and stuff. So please feel free to turn on your cameras so that he can get some good pictures for the website. And we'll also be sending out the PowerPoint. Okay. I mean, honestly, I think it's fine if you guys are here. That's totally fine. If you have a different, so someone was asking like if I'm under a different name. If you have a different name, just send directly to me. Send your real name. And then that way I'll just forward that to Raga, and then you guys can we can note you down as being here. Okay, so I'm just gonna share this and we can get started. So okay. All right, so everyone, thank you for coming. So this is essentially an all IPARS meeting. So this is for mentees and mentors. And what we're really gonna be walking you guys through today is sort of what has changed for IPARS in general from when you guys have started. If you guys are new, we'll be talking really about how is IPARS structured and stuff. And one other thing is we're planning on having one of these probably every 2 to 3 months. So it'll be really great if you guys can come to these each time, because we'll definitely have some new updates each time. And today, the people who are going to be presenting will be me, Akash, Emily, Raga, and then Elia, if she is able to show up, or she's here. Okay.
I'm here. Yeah.
Great.
All good.
So yeah, so just to get started, some key updates. So first things first, we're finally a 501c3 registered nonprofit organization. And what that means is sort of two things. One thing is that in general, we will have a lot of greater opportunities for you guys and also for mentees, because we're sort of able to reach out to other organizations more, reach out to other labs and stuff. And we have sort of more weight when it comes to sort of reaching out and getting other organizations to work with us. And then the other thing is, for all mentors, you guys are now able to get official volunteer hours. So what that means is, well, I'll essentially walk you through this a little bit more later on, but essentially what this means is you'll be able to just send a message to me or Elizabeth over Slack, or email the HS Research Association, and you should just be able to get these hours through us. So the next thing that we are now including, which is a new key update, is that any new mentor that's joining will now become will now be required to join an IPARS team. So what does that mean? Right now we have, so the way IPARS is structured right now is we have IPARS, the board, right? Which is essentially just the people who are running everything. So each person on the board is actually running a team. And what that means is, for an example, let's take Akash as an example. He's running the marketing team. So what he's really doing is sort of in track of social media. How are we pushing this out, getting new members, right? So there's like distinct, like 7 to 8 teams total. And what we want is all of the new mentors who are coming in to join at least one team, because that way we can populate the teams and have people working on stuff. And another thing is there's also a possibility that some mentees might have an ability to join a team such as the marketing team, because you don't have to have experience with research to be able to do that. So there's definitely there's gonna be a lot of avenues for you guys to sort of jump in and start doing some work. So that's for the key updates. And then really, because this is a new year, we want to sort of like set new responsibilities for what you guys have to do. And really, like, two of the main things we wanted to talk about. The first things first is like, Emily's going to talk a little bit more about this when she talks about safety committee and stuff. But we really want all of our mentors to help with safety, and also sort of like, which means like you're reviewing the projects to make sure they're safe. But then also we want them to help with
we even have a mentor.
I'm sorry? Someone was just talking. All right, I'm gonna continue. Okay. So basically, if all mentors from now on, again, this is not for mentees, this is for mentors as of now. All mentors, what we'll be doing is like, since mentees are submitting they're submitting their different projects for safety review and to the journals, what we want is all of our mentors to sort of help with reviewing these projects and also sort of helping out with journal reading. Let me just go ahead and mute everybody. Okay. So so basically, as it says here, right? It's not that much. It's not that much work. It's just like just reading through like a one-page proposal and then just making sure it's safe or not. And similarly, also like journal reading won't be that long. It'll be like 1 or 2 pages. Just read through it and make sure it sounds good, type of thing, and just like edit a little bit. So that's really what we need your help for as mentors. And then another thing we're actually implementing now this year is we started this a little bit back in the day, but now what we're going to be doing more is having you guys interacting with specifically for mentors. We want you to interact more with your advisors. So again, I'll talk about this much later when towards the end of the presentation, but like we have some new ideas for the advisory committee and sort of what we're doing with that. So basically what you'll have to do is sort of report to your advisor saying like each week we'll give you a spreadsheet. On that spreadsheet, you'll just have to say the meeting time, what do you guys work on, like in very brief, like a very brief summary, and then sort of when are you guys planning on meeting next time, right? Each week you do that, and then the other thing is we'll have some meetings between the advisor on the advisory committee and then also the mentor, so you guys can sort of socialize and have some time to talk to each other. And then the final thing is this is for everybody. Whether you're a mentee or a mentor, we want to really showcase you guys on our website, on our social media, right? So what we really want you guys to do is, if you're doing like research, like let's say I was in a scientific laboratory, right? And I'm doing like, I'm putting 2 chemicals together and I take a picture of, and I get someone to take a picture of me, send that in to us because we'll put it on our website. It looks pretty cool. You guys will be on the website, on the social media, and then people will be seeing you guys, and it's really fun. And then also like, your hard work is rewarded, right? Like you're working so hard on all of your projects. So we really want you guys to, so people can sort of see like, what are you guys doing, right? So that's what we really want going forward. And then now I'm just going to turn it over to Emily to talk about safety and the 2 different, the science fair and the journal.
Sure, thanks, Rubik. So as he said, I will be talking to you about some safety updates, science fair updates, and the peer-reviewed journal updates. So first, with the safety update, so all mentees are required to fill out the safety forms prior to experimentation. So even if a mentee is not doing an experiment, they still must complete the forms. So if you are a mentee and you have not sent the forms to the email listed below, iparssrc@gmail.com, you will not be eligible to participate in the science fair. So I highly encourage you in the next week or 2 to check in with your mentor and make sure those forms are sent in and approved by the SRC. And if you have any specific questions, please feel free to reach out to iparssrc@gmail.com, and I will update you as soon as I can. So there are a few science fair updates. So the science fair will have a project division and then a proposal division for both middle schools and high school mentees. So all participating mentees must have visual presentations, so either a Google Slides or a PowerPoint, to present to a panel of judges. However, those who decide to work on a project must have a notebook to record the development of the project and design a poster. So these posters will be included in the Google Slides or PowerPoint presentation as a picture. And a written report or completed project is not required, so any progress can be showcased at the science fair. Now here are a few journal updates. So it launches on April 5th. Mentee submissions are due by the 16th. And all mentors are required to review at least 1 submission. And soon you'll receive an email with information on how to review and your reviewing assignment. So all initial decisions will be made by May 16th, and all accepted manuscripts will be published by June 6th.
So I have a few updates about IPARS starting a club or a chapter. So teachers, mentees, and mentors are encouraged to form clubs at their middle school and high school. So this is for both mentees and mentors. So clubs engage in community service, team building, and educational activities and can be made up of mentors, mentees, or both. And some benefits of forming a club include receiving official community service hours, impacting your local community directly, and you would be helping younger students complete scientific research or completing a research project yourself within a supportive environment. And if you have any questions about this, reach out to iparschapters@gmail.com.
Hi everyone. I'll be talking to you guys about the social media spotlight on mentees and mentors. It says mentees here, but it's really for us both. The whole point of the social media spotlight, which we'll be picking up within the coming months or so, is to really put a face to the organization. As Ritvik said earlier, it's like we have mentors and mentees doing great work, but we really want to showcase that, and we want to showcase your hard work because you're doing this project, but like the whole point is to kind of like show it and like show your work and get rewarded for that hard work. And it allows us to show like actual tangible results from our mentorship program on social media so that future mentees can kind of see like, oh, okay, this is what I can achieve in this program. This seems like a cool program to me. And they will be more likely to sign up. So definitely for mentees, if you have any like project you're doing or any experimentation, please document your work, like take pictures because it's helpful for you seeing your own progress throughout the experiment and for us as well, so we can share it on social media and for our mentors as well. If you guys have like any research that you're interested in, we want to showcase your research too. One of the things that we're going to be planning on doing is to our website, we're thinking of adding a mentors page where we can kind of display all our mentors, which we have signed up. And if you've ever been like on the faculty page on a college website, you can kind of see like each individual professor and the type of research they do. It'll function similarly to that so that future mentees can kind of get an idea of what your work is, and we can pair mentors and mentees more effectively.
All right, yeah. So moving on, of course, like as Akash said, like really the main thing we want you guys to know is sort of just keep track of what you guys are doing. It's really valuable, not just for the social media, but also like if you have a journal or like a lab notebook, that's also really important because one of the biggest things in scientific research is transparency, right? You want people to be able to replicate exactly what you're doing and also just be able to see that like you've actually done it, right? And then that's why when people talk about doing a lab notebook or something, they suggest using pen and not paper or not pencil, and then also using a type of notebook where you can't just rip out the pages, so you keep yourself accountable for everything you do. Yeah. So moving on. So the first thing is that starting in March, what we're planning on doing is we're bringing back the mentor monthly and mentee monthly meetings. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know what those are, essentially the mentor monthly meeting will just be like a lot of us board members will just be there, a few of us, and you guys can just come in and ask us any questions you guys have. Perhaps some of the advisory committee members will be there. So you guys just really just come and ask us any questions for about an hour. The second hour, we'll probably just have fun and just do like, usually what we do is we have like games or some puzzles that we do together. The second thing is that the mentees, this is for the mentees, the mentee monthly meeting, that will be similar to the same exact thing where you can sort of show up. We might have a few mentors, a few board members who will be there. And then for the mentee monthly meetings, we'll probably do like 20 minutes of questions. And then most of it will just be like sort of meeting. Cause like, again, like a lot of you guys are sort of in your middle school, in your high school. We want you guys to be able to meet with each other. Cause one of the things we value in IPARS is collaboration and also like sort of like interpersonal stuff, right? We want you guys to be able to work together, learn from each other, talk to each other, right? So we really want you guys to have like a fun experience beyond just doing your research. So that's really the purpose of those. And then the other thing we're doing is we're actually bringing back more. We're going to start having more webinars starting in March. And if you guys don't know what the webinars are again, essentially what we do each month typically is from now on will probably be like once or twice a month. We usually have these webinars where we either bring in some of our mentors or board members already in IPARS, or we have some professional scientists from different areas come in and talk about what they do in their actual job. So the last thing is that we'll be having these all IPARS meetings every 3 months probably. So definitely book your calendars. We'll definitely start to let you know things like before we weren't as organized, but from now on, what we're trying to do is we'll send out a calendar at the beginning of each month, like in a PDF. So it'll have all the dates you guys need to know with webinars, everything, so that you guys can sort of plan ahead of time. And again, like for any general concerns, like please reach out to hsresearchassociation@gmail.com. We can definitely help you guys through anything you guys need. Since a lot of people are communicating with us already, but if you haven't and you have a question, please make sure to communicate with us. This is really important. Yeah, so next slide. Yeah, I'm sorry, is someone talking? Okay. Are you guys able to hear the other person? No, right? Okay. So basically, again, so if you're a mentor, this is for mentors specifically. Mentees, please reach out to your mentor if you have any questions. And the mentor should be able to, mentors should be able to actually reach out to higher level people who will be able to help them out. So essentially, if you're a mentor, right, you guys should try to reach out to your advisors, since the point of the advisors is to sort of look over you guys and help you guys. And they'll reach out to the board if they have any questions. So if you have not received an advisor or a mentor, right, basically we'll tell you by March 1st, and then we'll introduce you to them and say like, hey, here's your advisor, or hey, here's your mentor. This is for the mentees. And for mentors, same thing about advisors. If you don't have an advisor yet, we'll tell you exactly who they are by March 1st. And then again, you should be reporting for mentees, you should be reporting your project status, your questions, everything. You guys should probably know this by now, but really what you guys are doing is you should be talking to your mentors about your research, and then each week you guys should be meeting and going over syllabus, some concepts, if you're at the part where you're doing the research project, like doing the research. But again, keep in mind, you got to reach out to the SRC about the research before you go ahead and do it. And then, yes, so again, the same exact thing, like send us an email, or if you're on Slack, you can contact me, Ritvik Pulya, or Elizabeth. And what we'll do is we'll try to address any issues we have, or you guys have. And then again, like your advisors will reach out to you guys, and we'll have like either a WhatsApp chat, a Discord chat, something for you guys to be able to reach out. And you guys will also sort of be on calls with them sometimes to sort of meet with the people in your advisory group and sort of do some fun things, talk to each other. So yeah, moving on. Gosh.
Yep. So one of the things that we want to talk about is we really want people to collaborate and learn about IPARS. So if you know people who are interested in research or just interested in science, technology in general, we would like you to like direct potential mentors, mentees, your friends to our website and like have them fill out those Google Forms under the appropriate tabs on our homepage. We'll be in contact soon after. And the other thing we talked about earlier is that your school can also start up a club, an IPARS club. If you have a lot of people who are interested in science, this could be a perfect opportunity for your school to really expand their research program. And you can contact Katie for more info. We gave the email earlier, iparschapters@gmail.com. And once again, follow us on social media for any updates and new information on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at IPARS.org, so just like the website, but without the period.
So now just to kind of highlight from a broader organizational level, how we're expanding currently, as well as our future plans. we see one of like the greatest benefits of IPARS as being a global organization. And right now we're working on outreach in places like Mexico, Spain, Taiwan, and just ever evolving. And we're very excited to continue to grow alongside all of you. And we just want to say thank you so much for all joining us today. And we really appreciate the time you're dedicating to your work and the organization. And we really hope you're having a fun time exploring the worlds of research. Just to close, here are some helpful links. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free. Rifik's echoed it, Akash has echoed it. Reach out at any time. Feel free to contact Ritvik, Elizabeth, the email for IPARS at hsresearchassociation@gmail.com. Any concerns or thoughts you may have, we're excited to hear them. So thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions, feel free.
So the next portion is two things, right? Of course, first things first, let's do questions. If anyone has any questions about anything that you guys wanted to talk specifically to specific people about, that's one thing. So if anyone has any questions, just unmute yourself and speak if you can.
How long will it take to hear back from the SRC about safety of the project?
Thank you for your question. So as Rivik said, we're trying to get as many mentors as possible. So every application needs at least 3 signatures. So as of right now, there are not enough people on the safety team to approve any project. So if you have not heard back, it's not because it's not approved. It's simply because we need more people to approve the project.
Right. So this is where like the part where we'll need like the mentors to help out, right? So the one thing we will be doing is we'll be reaching out to you guys. So definitely like I think one thing we'll definitely do is sort of reach out to you guys and be like, hey, do you guys want to help out with this? Because we definitely need your help. All right. Yep. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have a quick question. I'm a little confused about the manuscript part, or the peer-reviewed manuscript. Like, are we supposed to? Not we. I'm saying like, are the mentees supposed to be submitting some kind of manuscript?
I'm sorry. What is this with respect to? Is this like the?
Earlier there was. Yeah, earlier there was a slide about a journal.
Yeah. So basically, what we will have. Maybe I should clarify this a little bit more, but what we do have for IPARS is really we have. Let me just go to this slide here. Sorry. So you're talking about this here, right? This is basically what we do have is 2 things. We have a science fair, right? Which is what Emily and Kevin, he's not here today, but he also works on that. Okay. So we have a science fair where they can present it to judges. Another thing we do have is we have a journal initiative, which is really where mentees can submit their a paper. That's what the manuscript is, a paper essentially. And we'll send out more details about that. Ananthan really has a lot of stuff that he has to send out about that, so he will definitely send out more information about that. And it won't be too long. It won't be too long.
So it's like within it's within IPARS, right? That's
it's within IPARS.
Cool.
It's sort of like an initiative we have, which is like
awesome.
just sort of a journal paper.
Okay, right. Thanks for clarifying.
Yep, no problem. All right, any other questions, guys?
What kind of approval is required for the proposal projects?
So there is no approval. It's more so that we need to register your mentee or you for the science fair. And it's more of a clarifying that you're not doing anything dangerous. So even if you are in the proposal category, you still have to fill it out for registration for the fair.
Okay, just one more thing. I'm a mentor, by the way. And so for the proposals, do you guys have a format that they're supposed to write these proposals in? Are there any specific guidelines on that?
I don't believe there is a specific format. I can talk to Kevin more about this and get back to you. There's no specific format, but I would assume it's following the same format as a normal proposal would be, right? So some background information, like some methods, how would your mentee do this project, etc.
Yep. So one other thing is, again, I think like, as long as you're sort of like, just talking about the specific, I mean, definitely we could make one, right, Emily? And then if we could make like a short document I mean, again, like the format itself, I don't think it matters, but as long as you're sort of answering the questions about like what are you trying to do and stuff, I think that's really the important thing. All right, any other questions, guys, from mentees or mentors?
Hi. So my name is Pallavi. I'm a mentee's mom. So thank you so much for doing this. I think it's a great way to get motivated for young kids. Thank you so much. My question is, so my kid's school, they're already doing the science project. So, you know, the kid has a project. Is it okay for them to use that same project to this fair?
I think like, yeah, so one thing, I mean, as long as they're working on that specific project with the mentor, like if they want any help from it, that's what they could be using the mentor from. I think that should be okay for them to use that same project.
And you put down a date over there. So is this a remote fair that you're planning to conduct?
I'm sorry. I
So
couldn't hear what you said.
yeah, so you put down a date over there, like something in
Yeah.
April.
Yes.
Is that a remote science fair?
What do you mean by remote? Like online?
Yeah.
I think she means virtual. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
That could be a
It'll be
virtual.
virtual, of course. Yeah. It's not in person because a lot of us are from different places.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Great. Any other questions, guys? All right, guys. So thank you guys again all for coming. And again, like hopefully you guys have we've come up with a few things as yep. So we've come up with a few things as mentor as sort of like the mentors, and of course like the mentees have had some feedback too, definitely. So we'll definitely take that into account. And then one of the things we're working on, well, we will be working on is creating sort of like a resource guide for you guys. Based on the feedback, we'll be creating like a resource guide for mentors with sample projects, etc. And for mentees, we'll also be sending out sort of like, you know, like a FAQ type of thing where we have like typical questions you guys might have based on what we've been asking you guys, you know, feedback and stuff. And we'll definitely use that and incorporate that to help you guys as much as we can. And again, keep in mind, just feel free to reach out to hsresearchassociation@gmail.com at any point, because that's really our main communication email. So like either reach out to that, reach out to your mentor if you have any questions, if you're a mentee. And then mentors, when we give you guys advisors, reach out to your advisors if you have any questions. And again, if you're on Slack, you can feel free to reach out to me or Elizabeth. And we'll keep in touch, definitely. So, I mean, I really want to thank all of you guys for coming and like, you know, dedicating a little bit of your Sunday afternoon to come to this meeting for IPARS. Again, like, thank you all for being here. Like, this is really great because, you know, like we definitely need you guys. Like, you know, we definitely need all of your advice, your feedback. We'll definitely try to incorporate that as much as possible because at the end of the day, we're of course just trying to help you guys.